here at the Buell tent, trying to get an interview. Here's some of their special models. I have not seen this one before. It's one of their customs, I guess. Yeah, it's got a fairing like mine. It's just been custom painted. Pretty wicked. I know I'd seen Bill Melvin's Warrior. Notice the black radiator. Everybody shit on me whenever I painted mine black. Told me I was crazy. Man, carbon fiber. So this is going to be your super touring model. I think they're taking deposits for these now. I believe that they started that in the end of July, I believe. We're here at the rally, by the way. This is the Buell tent right here by the Sturgis Museum. This is going to be your SX model, full carbon SX model, which I mean it's basically like a naked, like a Super Duke, if you will. They're pretty cool. I mean, if you're looking for a naked motorcycle, the 1190 is definitely a powerhouse. And then here's going to be the bad boy. It's going to be your Hammerhead. Oh man, the full carbon fiber with the red Buell logo, red Pegasus. This thing is, so when you see these, they all have this ETL rotor, and I think they're going with that Wilbur's. They all have that Wilbur suspension on them now, at least on the front. This is the traditional Buell shock out back with the red spring, but they have Wilbur's now on them. But look at that beautiful carbon fiber bodywork, man. It's kick-ass. And it looks like you got a custom Super Cruiser down here too, out on display. This is one of their factory just models. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, you see this, Ed? This is my cousin right here. This one right here was the one they stunted a year ago, and they like just tore the shit out of the whole rear fender. They had to put that bar on there. This bike has had the hell beat out of it. I've seen some. Oh yeah, they've wheelied this one. They've done burnouts. Looks like it's got a. Oh yeah, this one got. Bill Melvin rode this one all over because it got dented. No, this one, it's got the big sprockets. One's been geared up so it'll just wheelie like all day long. And this one, I think it looks like it's got a Dean Adams pipe. I believe that's a Dean Adams muffler right there. But yeah, this bike, this is the bike that really made me realize that how badass the 1190, how resilient they were. Because this bike, yeah, there's the whiskey dent. I love that they left that. That's great. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, this bike's been around, it's been through hell, but they fired it up and rode it in here. I mean, you heard it can't kill these things. And this has got the same bars as I think I put on mine. I put that Pro Taper bar like that, kind of a high bend bar. It's a way better, in my opinion, I like it better. Uh-oh, well, you know, they'll fix that down the road, who knows. And this one's around the corner. This one's probably, this is going to be like your as-is production model. A lot of these here are customs. This is going to be how you're going to take delivery of your Super Cruiser. Obviously, it's got the 50 state legal pipe. This is going to be all your DOT signals, tank, everything. This is just how it's going to be. These bars. So when you get your Super Cruiser to take delivery, this is how it's going to be. Obviously, reflectors on it, the whole shebang. Let's see if we can get this interview. I'm going to talk to Cole in just a second.
All right, guys, I've been waiting to get into this for a while. Got back from Sturgis, probably been back a couple weeks. Work's been crazy, hectic. I've been holding on to some of this content, but I wanted to get it rolled out, and I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on it. Obviously, I'm talking about the Buell Super Cruiser. Got my bike in March, like kind of the end of March. Started working on it, tinkering with it, playing with it. A lot of you guys have watched my channel. You know this. Did some unbelievable riding on that thing while I was out there. And in fact, while I was in the Black Hills, I absolutely fell in love with that bike. We went up a week early, and I was able to just rip on the thing and have an incredible time before all the nasty weather moved in. We were there the first 2 days of the rally, and this interview I did with Cole Van Bon at Buell was on day one. And they were very gracious. I talked with Chris Pobance as well. And I will apologize, the audio on my end, I only had one mic. I really wasn't prepared. It was totally, just wasn't expecting it. I was riding around that day. I went by their tent to talk to them, and just some of the things Cole was telling me about the 27 Super Cruiser, some of the exciting things. I thought, hey man, let's put this on my channel. He goes, dude, you know, give me the mic. And so just 100% organic, and it just happened. So I really wasn't prepared, and I got to apologize. So if you turn it up, you can kind of hear what I'm having to say. But obviously you guys have listened, watched my videos, heard what I've had to say. You know how I feel about the bike. You know my opinion of the bike, and a lot of that comes through in this video. But anyway, stick around to the end. And at the end, I'm going to go and talk about some things we talked about off camera, some R&D stuff at Buell that I've been wondering about, and kind of they didn't give me 100% confirmation that this is going to happen, yada, 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 but we were leaning toward that kind of being the future. And I just, there's people when this bike came out, and it's a lot of old Harley guys. I get it. Listen, I love Dyna's FXRs. I've been building these bikes, choppers. I just got done building Mickey Rourke's original Harley Davidson Marlboro Man bike. Those are the bikes that I grew up with as a kid, and I loved, and I love working on them. I'm got my cousin's V-Rod over here. I'm doing a bunch of work. It's a CVO V-Rod right now. So I love Harleys, and I understand people's passion for them and their brand loyalty. I get that. But there's just been so much hatred toward the Super Cruiser, and I just don't understand, because it's an American V-twin motorcycle. It's obviously an FXR-esque frame. It's not trying to be an FXR, and I even talked with Cole, and you'll hear that kind of come through, but it's about kind of how the Super Cruiser is a tribute to Eric in a lot of ways, meaning that he obviously originally built the FXR for Harley Davidson, had to use their Evolution engine, actually started out with a shovel head. And the bike really, after it was, obviously discontinued, the bike really got really famous. Hell's Angels started riding them, and they just became the bike to have. And now there's club bikes, there's chromed out ones, there's even, FXR CVOs that are sought after. And so it's really become the classic Harley that everybody wants, and everybody wants to build. There's guys M8 swapping them. There's guys, twin cam swapping them, putting built Evos in them still. That's kind of what I prefer. I've got a 111 FXR. I love the bike. And so anyway, watch my interview. Turn it up. I apologize for the I didn't have a mic, so my audio sucks. But if you turn it up, you can kind of hear what I have to say, and then stay tuned to the end. And I'll kind of share some of my thoughts about the future of what's going to happen at Buell moving forward with really several of their models. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy.
Okay.
I'm
Excellent opportunity. I'm here at the Buell tent, and I'm here with
Cole Van Bon.
Cole Van Bon. I'm a big fan of his. This is the guy that made my Buell dreams come true. And
Try.
I got my Super Cruiser. I was up early on the list. We had some dialogue back and forth through email, and here he is. Cole, you were just talking to me about the 27.
Yep.
And what can you share about what's going to be done on the 27?
Absolutely. Yeah. And we'll kind of walk up here in a second, but we've got a brand new model of Super Cruiser, essentially. So a new trim package, more or less. We wanted to kind of bring a lot more in-house and do more at Buell, and we're going to start doing our own suspension. It's something that we've saved for 2027. We're just kind of soft launching it here at Sturgis, so we really haven't thrown a ton out there yet. But for 2027, you're going to see Buell S1 suspension as an option on the Super Cruiser. So this will be your base model for 2027. It's the 1190 motor, all the power you expected, same brakes, same frame. We're just using Buell built suspension. So it's Buell S1 suspension, fully adjustable, high speed, low speed compression and rebound in the back, high speed, low speed compression and rebound up front. It's a Buell S1 steering stabilizer, still fully adjustable. So just a little better price point than the Fox stuff. Really good premium suspension. We can get it a little faster than the Fox stuff. So this base model, you'll get the Buell S1 suspension. We're gonna do just a super simple paint job on it, so you don't have the Pegasus on it. A couple little things like that. It's gonna come in just under 25 grand for 2027. And then we're gonna have just kind of your straight up normal Super Cruiser that's got the Fox suspension, Pegasus paint, all that.
Okay, so the base model won't have the Pegasus.
It won't, no.
So you're gonna have two options then.
Yeah, so we'll have the two bike options in the Super Cruiser. We haven't for sure decided on names yet, but like a base and a premium trim.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, it'll be nice. A little better price point, about $2,000 difference between them.
I think that's a great idea.
And 2027 black or silver radiator options.
Awesome.
So we did do it. Yeah.
I've heard teasers of that.
And this one does have the black one on there. So.
I had to paint mine, but you just got to do what you get. It's not hard to paint them, guys. You pull a few bolts lines off here and there. I took mine off. It's not hard to paint them, but it's something worth doing. So anything else? So 27. The base will have the Buell suspension.
Yep.
The rigging will have the Fox.
Exactly.
Okay.
Different paint down the tanks, and that's primarily going to be the big difference. Right now, for our customers that are still purchasing 26 models, then we'll transition to 27 models. And if they have their pre-order in, we're still honoring the same pricing that you got on your bike and all that for doing your deposit. But we are going to start letting the next batch of customers have the options in the black radiator still for 26, and a couple of those little things. But
and I was asking you earlier about the frame. There's a lot of people that came to me and they're like holding up on frames. When do you think that frame thing will be resolved?
We're pretty much clearing up here, getting back to normal in production. I'd say next month is a good safe answer. The last few months we slowed down a little bit for frame delays. Raw materials at the end of the day were hard to get for our frame supplier, and we're just kind of getting over that first little hill there and getting back to a normal production for the tail end of the year.
You know what? I think it's important to say Buell is a small company. These are hand built, but there's a quality element and there's a specialness that goes into these. When you oh, there we go.
Nice.
So that's my boy Alex.
Is that who that was?
Yeah.
Alex Urso, right?
Yes. Yeah. We just met yesterday in Deadwood.
Nice.
And you heard that sound. That's that square one pipe. It's so notorious.
Super Cruiser's in the wild right there. It's perfect timing.
And when I met Alex, and it was, it was all pre-planned, but you just don't see these. You're going to see Harleys, you're going to see these bikes everywhere out here, but to go see one of these out in the wild, they're rare, and I think that's what's the beauty of owning a Buell.
Right.
They're just not everywhere to be found. So, Cole, I just think you're doing God's work here building these things. And Bill, I wish he was here. I would love to meet Jacob Stark as well. I just think you guys have done an unbelievable job. I love mine. You'll ask me all the time. I can't give it enough praise. The more I ride it, the more I love it. I think going from a cruiser, a Harley Cruiser, like he and I both own lowrider STs, to a Buell, it's an adjustment. But the more you ride it, the more you love it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You've had enough, because you rode one all the way from Grand Rapids to here last year.
Last year, yeah, I did one all the way down here. I think I tried to do the math before I did that, the riding a Super Cruiser video, and I think I got like 10,000-ish miles on them now. A lot of similar miles on my Harley, and they're very different bikes. It's it's way more fun than I think I ever have on my push rod stuff, but it takes a little bit to get used to, and you got to think like you're riding a sport bike, but you feel like you're riding a cruiser.
It's a sport bike with the comfort of a cruiser.
Exactly. Right.
You know what I mean? I think I've made some videos, and I try to kind of parlay it into saying, if you're coming from a sport bike and you're an older guy, let's say you're in your 20s and 30s and you rode sport bikes, and now you're going, I'd love to have a cruiser, but I don't want to I don't want to just fall off the cliff and just be on a slow, heavy bike that doesn't stop or handle.
Yeah.
This is the bike you should ride. I think the
Absolutely.
Super Cruiser is the perfect opportunity for you to go and transition from a sport bike guy into a cruiser. I think it's the perfect bike.
It is. It's fun. It's almost made kind of its own category because it pulls those guys in, and in the last 10 years with the performance cruiser segment, and everybody doing all the good stuff on the FXR builds that we've seen, and Dyna's getting jacked up with good suspension. It's getting those performance cruiser customers and the sport bike customers who want something more comfortable, and It's been a cool little category. It's fun to watch it grow.
So was it 100% just Bill's dream? Was it 100% him?
It was Bill's brainchild, and Roland kind of spit it out. So I'd say definitely put it kind of between the two of them. And I mean, Bill's the one that it came out of his brain, and somehow he told Roland what he wanted, and Roland spit out exactly what he wanted. So it was cool how those two ended up kind of getting together and making something like this happen.
No, it was magic.
Right?
And I think for me, it's like the perfect homage to Eric Buell.
Exactly.
Say, hey, he built the FXR.
Yep.
And he built the 1190. That was EVR. That was his platform.
Yep.
So to mold the two together,
Yep.
I try to tell people, like, if you love Eric Buell, this is a perfect bike.
Exactly.
If you
Yep.
look at both things, his early career
Right.
versus his later career, obviously he's a musician now, and I love to listen to his music on Facebook and everything else.
It's pretty good. He's pretty darn good.
Oh, he's a great guitar
Right?
player.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a great guitar player.
Yeah. No, it's always, I would love if like Eric could have done this during the FXR days, if he had this kind of technology or resources. I mean, he probably would have came up with something like this a long time ago, but he never had the opportunity, and it's pretty awesome to be able to do it.
Absolutely. So you think 2027, you think we're going to ramp up production? We're going to make more
absolutely ramping up. I don't have exact numbers handy, but for sure ramping up. And we really hope next year we're getting to the point where we're caught up with pre-orders. We've got a lot of those customer orders filled, and you can start kind of ordering it and walking into a dealership and getting it a little quicker, more the traditional way. So getting away from
having them in stock.
Exactly, yeah. And if you're ordering it right from the factory, maybe more like our Hammerhead and our SX, where you're less than a 6-week lead time. So we're going to start bringing lead times way down and get to more of like a normal OEM of kind of caught up with the pre-orders. And yeah, and it's a great problem to have. We're stoked about all of our customers and the pre-orders that we got, but we want to get all those bikes out there, and we want to be able to have somebody walk up to the booth and take one home with them. So
yeah,
we're getting there.
People want something they can touch, they can feel,
Yeah.
they can see, and I get that. I mean, everybody there's probably going to be 1,000 bikes sold during the rally up there at Black Hills.
Right.
And that's where, I mean, I just want everyone to know that these are special and they're great, because there's so many negative things about this bike, and everyone's shit talking them for so long. I just love it that now they're getting out there,
Yeah.
and they're Super Cruiser owners, and even legacy Hammerhead owners, SX owners, even going back to the RX owners. And this is a proven platform bike, man. This isn't we're not taking a risk here. You're buying something that's been beat on, that's been re-engineered, and is absolutely bulletproof, and the power is in the footing. There's no more powerful V-twin
Right.
in America than what they're building right here.
No.
So anyway, everybody get out, give Cole a call, get your pre-order in, and get your bike ready for 27, because at this point it's going to be a 27. If they pre-order one now, to be a 27.
Yeah, our best guess right now, late spring, early summer is probably when we get to your order. It's kind of what we're looking at for lead times. So
sounds like perfect for riding season.
it's
next
right
year.
about there, yeah.
Get it in now, guys.
Yeah.
We'll be riding next spring.
Think about how you want to build it over the winter, and we'll have it to you this spring, hopefully.
Cole, it's been an honor to meet you.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
great to
brother.
meet you in
are the
person
man.
finally.
Yes, sir. We've talked a lot of emails.
Right?
But great to meet you. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
So I hope you guys enjoyed my interview with Cole, and I hope you guys are excited about the black radiator and the base model, the premium model, and all these things that are coming down the pike with Buell for the 27 model. And I think if you've waited, you didn't get the early bike, or you're still waiting on one, I think it's probably gonna be worth the wait. And me personally, if I were you guys and I was gonna buy one, I'd buy the base. I mean, I'm considering painting my tank now just to do something different, to make it unique to me. Anybody that knows me knows I love to build kind of motorcycles my own way, make them uniquely my own. Some people, hey, they're happy to buy a bike and just ride it. They're good with that. I'm somewhat of a tinkerer, and I love building bikes. If you watch my channel, if you know me personally, you know I'm all about that, making one, kind of putting my own fingerprint on it, putting my own stamp on it. And but I think the Buell suspension is going to be just as good as the Fox. And to be honest, if I was going to put a good suspension on one, I think I'd go ahead and just buy the base and just get Olin's down the road. That's probably what I'd really like to do right now, to be honest with you. But that's money you got to spend, and so it may never happen. But anyway, I'd buy the base and save the money, unless you just want to buy the name and you want the Pegasus and all that. If you're going to leave it alone, maybe that's what you do. But for me, I think I'd buy the base. I think that's a great option. And the black radiator, I think, is something. Obviously, there was a lot of people that were upset, and I've heard tons of bad, negative stuff about the aluminum radiator. I didn't prefer it either. Some guys love it, and so you're going to have that option. I think it's great. I had to take mine off and paint it, and there was people that told me when I painted mine that I ruined the bike's going to overheat. I'm an idiot. I heard there's just horrible people. Just they've got to run their mouth, and I don't know why, but anyway. There's no problems. I was able to take the bike to the Black Hills and absolutely have the most unbelievable time on it, and I've had no problems. And so anyway, the one thing I wanted to bring up was the Super Touring, and we kind of talked about that off camera, and Cole told me that they had the Super Cruiser obviously is kind of their niche right now, and there's people clamoring to get them, as I was mine. And so they're going to really, I think they had talked about in July, they were going to start taking pre-orders for the Super Touring, and they've curbed that, is what he basically told me, that they just wanted to focus all their efforts on Super Cruiser builds. They had so many customers and so much interest that that's where their business is driven to. They've obviously built sport bikes forever. You've got the Hammerhead and SX, and you can probably get those in. Listen, guys, to be honest, they're sitting out on bike lots. I've seen them sitting new, cheap. So obviously those models, they can be had. I mean, it seems like Kaplan's always got a couple. But then I've seen them at Harley dealerships and stuff all over the country. So if you're wanting one of those, they're out there. Unless you just want, they've got the Miami themed paint job. They've got some cool paint jobs. And so if you're wanting that, you just have to go to Buell and get it. But if you're just wanting a regular carbon fiber one, which I love that. I love the Buell carbon fiber. I think it looks sick. The carbon fiber hammerhead and the SX if you're wanting a naked bike. But the Super Cruiser is really just has taken basically center stage for Buell, and it's driven them into a whole new category and driven their sales to levels that they never were. I mean, I think I heard one time EBR, the whole time they were making EBR motorcycles, it was almost a really great kept secret. The people that knew about them loved them and owned them, and they just, they were special. But I think most people didn't know, and I mean, I was one of them. I thought Buell kind of died when Harley died, and I never really knew anything about EBR until the Super Cruiser came out, and I was learning about the EBR 1190 platform. And then after experiencing it for what it was in the Black Hills, and being able to lay the bike over and absolutely rip around and feel the power of that motorcycle and the weight and just how nimble it was, I was just blown away with it. And I think you would be too. And I think the main thing with the Super Touring is also, I just don't know. I don't know if it would be a great success right now, only because, and one of the things we talked about, and they talked about it kind of off the record. I'm going to tell you what they told me because I don't think they'd mind sharing, but basically we talked about cruise control. And I asked them about electronic throttle bodies and if that was something that they were working on. And they did kind of basically tell me off the record that it definitely was something that they were trying to get into. And I think that was an important part of the Super Touring setup. Because people buying a touring bike, they want comfort. And even on my Super Cruiser, it didn't bother me to ride it with throttle cables through the Black Hills, obviously, and maintain speed. And I really didn't. But there was times where I was riding at some pretty good distances, and it would have been nice to have been able to relax my hand and all that. But anyway, it's just one of those things right now. They're having to use everything, the throttle bodies and everything from EBR to just keep costs down, to stay out of debt. People, I mean, I see trolls all the time. They'll be out of business in 2 years, blah, 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 blah. I don't think they're going to. I think they've got Super Cruiser sold for a couple of years, and I think that's going to carry them on in the fact that Bill's a great businessman, and he's been able to use everything legacy EBR he could to keep costs down. Because anytime you go do something, it's a big R&D spend, and if you can't sell those motorcycles to get the R&D back, that's where you kind of get in trouble. So I think he's been very cautious and smart, and that's why he's used so much EBR legacy things to make the motorcycle. Obviously, to try to keep the cost with what it is, and obviously the vendor relationships they already have. And then, moving forward, I think they're going to try to do some R&D when they can kind of get some cash flow where it needs to be. So yes, I think 28, 29, who knows down the road when this is going to happen. But I think if you're patient enough, if you guys aren't getting a Super Cruiser now, I think there's a chance of getting one down the road that's even going to be more incredible. It may be a little bit more expensive. I don't know. I mean, obviously, if you're doing R&D, that might be a component of it. But I think they're always going to try to be kind of price pointed around the lowrider SST, that type of thing. And who knows, maybe they'll even have, fairing options from the factory by then for the Super Cruiser. Obviously, it's got the Memphis shades. It's just a snap-on fairing. I put the Road Warrior on mine. A lot of others have done the same. But anyway, I think Buell is on the right path. I mean, the fact that Jacob Stark built Leviathan, and my channel sponsored them, and they were able to take it to the Salt Flats. I think that's why it wasn't in Sturgis. Bill arrived after we left. We went up a week early. We were there for the first 2 days, and this interview took place the first day of the rally. And Bill arrived later, I saw on Instagram. But Jacob had that turbo Super Cruiser up in the Salt Flats. And to make the power that motorcycle made and to be able to do what he's done with it, it just shows you, they're a small company. And like Harley and Indian that have a lot more resources, and for him to just say, hey, I want to do this and build to support him, that's just where Buell is as a company. They're very, very performance motivated, and they're always going to try to push the envelope of what they've got. So they're making a great motorcycle now, and I think as the future goes on, it's going to be even better to see what they're able to accomplish, because they're not resting on their laurels. They're going, okay, hey, we got this great bike, we got this EBR legacy stuff, but hey, this is a new company, a new identity. Obviously, Eric Buell's fingerprints all over it, but they're not happy, with what they have. I think they're going to continue to evolve and make incredible motorcycles. So I think right now we're just seeing the first phase of Buell, truly, and down the road is just going to get better and better. So stick with me. Thanks so much, all you guys that have subscribed, watched, and this channel has blown up. I never thought I'd see a day. I've got like 9,000 something subscribers, and I'm shocked that any of you even cared. I mean, obviously I've been building motorcycles for a long time, but I've been building these Harleys, and so I kind of got into this Buell, and it's just there's a new element to my channel and my content, and I decided to finally start talking on camera and showing myself and having more confidence in that, and I think it's just all you guys just supporting me has been what's given me the confidence to do it. So I thank all of you. I hope all of you have had an unbelievable riding season so far. I know I have, and between going to the Black Hills, and then I'm probably going to go to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue in Rogers, Arkansas in September. I haven't honestly been since it was in Fayetteville, so it's been a long, I think that was 2019. They moved it after COVID, so I'm excited to go give that a shot, do some more ripping and riding in some twisties, because where I live, they're hard to find. Oklahoma, we're not known for great riding. There's a lot of great motorcycle people in Oklahoma, though. There's a lot of them in South Dakota. There's always a lot of them at BBQ. And we just don't have the roads here, unfortunately. For whatever reason, we only build roads straight. There's a few curvy roads, but they're few and far between. So anyway, stick with me there's going to be some changes on my Super Cruiser coming soon, and more things I'm excited to show you guys that I'm attempting and I'm trying. And anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this interview and what you guys want to see more of. See you soon.